Hello and welcome back. A very good morning to all of you in Mumbai and those who are in different cities in India. This morning I bring to you a unique video which is all about Six Sigma, and I'm going to take you through the DMAIC process and give you a flavor of what Six Sigma is all about. So before I start off with DMAIC, I add an R for Roger before the DMAIC. So it's RDMAIC. So I recognize the problem, I define the problem, I measure the problem, okay? I analyze the problem, I improve and I control it. So recognize is my first phase, okay? So how do I do a project selection? I do it through a quality function deployment, I do it through a SIPOC, I do it through an FMEA, I do it through cause and effect diagram, I do it through a project selection template, voice of the customer, internal, external, CTQ, CTS, brainstorming, and then I do a project charter. So the define phase is the first phase, and what all falls in the define phase? So I'll have a VOC, a voice of the customer, based on which I will do a CTQ, which is the critical to quality, followed by the brainstorming. Then I will define the measures that I will need to determine the effectiveness of this project. I will develop high-level process maps for a target process. Then I will run a SIPOC, which describes the supplier's inputs, processes, output, and the customer. So I know exactly where the process is failing. And then I will have a project charter in the define phase, which includes the business case, which includes the problem statement, goal statement, project scope, milestones, and it will also include roles and responsibility and the communication plan. So this is the define phase. Next will be the measure phase, where you define the defect, opportunity, unit and metrics. You develop a detailed process map to identify the areas of concern. Then you develop a data collection plan. You validate the measurement system that you are using. You collect data. You determine process capability. When you determine process capability, you then run a gauge R&R, you do a test for stability, you do a test for normality. After that, you do an ANOVA test, an F test and an I test. After that, you run a process capability where you look at the sigma value. Next is my analyze phase. I define the performance objectives, then I run a flow chart. I actually identify the source of variation through Minitab. Now, Minitab versions keep changing, so you've got to be careful which one you're using. Use the latest one. Determine the root cause analysis of what you're looking at. Determine the key input variables as you are looking at the problem firsthand. Write down your laundry list of causes. Use the 7 tools of QC. Have a graphical analysis of your data. Use the fishbone diagram, use the FMEA. All this comes in your analyze phase. I am telling you which tools to use in which phase, so it becomes easier for you. In the improve phase, you brainstorm, you do a process mapping, you do a design of experiment if need be, you run the FMEA again, you do a pilot study, and then you correct the potential process. You establish the vital axes, their interaction and their optimum value. You include solution statements so that there is no recurrence, and then you include the benefit analysis before and after, so you know there is a comparison. And finally, we have the control phase. The control phase, collecting data, developing a control plan, developing a transfer plan, calculate the cost and the savings done on this particular project, close the project and finalize the document with a sign-off from your finance head or the CFO. You establish control mechanisms here. You run control chart. You make an SOP for all your processes. You do an audit. You run an MIS dashboard. So this put controls in place to audit your work done. It also increases the second level support on the flow. It increases the call monitoring in a live mode. It helps your daily review. It reviews your performance today versus yesterday and in real time. It helps you play your best call. So there's continual improvement happening when you do the DMAIC phase, which is for Six Sigma. Do like, subscribe and press the icon bell for all future notifications for such videos. I promise you I'll come back with such capsules to enlighten you, enrich your knowledge and update you further. Thank you so much for watching. You stay safe, stay indoors, look after yourself and God bless you. Bye-bye.